some people some time here to come into the chat here. Got something that's thought provoking. Got me thinking. So give some people time to come in. See zero now. Let's get these here check. We got three. Hey, if you guys do a sound check, the dead KQA Alpha. Hey, can you guys hear me? Testing one, two, three. Can you guys hear me at this level? I just want to know if I need to speak up. How do I sound? You in the room. How do I sound right now? Testing one, two, three. Testing one, two, three. Give me a seven if I sound good. Okay, we got people. I see some people coming in the chat here, guys. Please. Is it okay? Somebody say low audio. All right. How about now? Testing one, two, three. Okay. You guys, please do me a favor and hit the. Can I do that? Oh, the Bluetooth. Oh, it may be the Bluetooth. Okay, now how does that sound? Testing one, two, three. Testing one, two, three. Somebody said no sound. Can you hear me now?
You put it back on. It sounded nice.
It sounded
Really
nice,
clear.
huh?
It sounded really clear.
You think I should put the Bluetooth back on? Maybe people say they can't hear me. Oh yeah,
Yeah, put
good.
the Bluetooth back
And then
on.
I can be far away. Okay, my headset is connected. Can you guys hear me now? Testing one, two, three. Boom. All right. All right. We've been here for 2 minutes. Okay, guys. Let me. Okay, good. Loud and clear. Okay. Hallelujah. All right, guys. Please hit the like button. Help me out to hit the like button. I see 24 of you guys in here. Yeah. So, all right, guys. Hey, I wanted to. The title of this message or this video is why. What's the title again? Why you why you don't have a relationship with your father. Now, guys, I speak. This is from the heart. This is deep to me. I'm 44 years old. I'm 44 years old. In the 44 years of my life, I have produced from my loins 10 10 seed, 9 boys and 1 girl. My oldest will be 20 this year in December, and my youngest is less than a year. So I have a lot of, and then obviously, and adopted 2 more. I got a boy and a girl that I've been a father to the fatherless for the last 4 years. I've been a father to the fatherless 4 years to my son and daughter. I call them sons and daughter, DeAndre and Ayana. But anyway, but one thing that begs me to, being a father, I've experienced the highs and the lows, and I actually love being a father. I desire to have many children, many sons and daughter, but mostly sons if I can, if I had to choose. Um, but it doesn't matter. But I want to have a lot of sons and daughter, and obviously you guys know that I always, and I don't joke around when I say it, but I do talk about my desire to have 94 children. Um, but one of the things that have caused me to do this video, and just I was talking to Brother David over dinner here, and I was telling him that I just wonder. I was thinking about going to Walmart here, to Walmart or to some public arena, just start asking people question. And he said, "Why don't you just put it on YouTube?" So I'm gonna put a challenge, and I'm gonna ask a question. But as I formulate this and get to the end and make my challenge, um, being a father for 20 years, I can honestly say I love all my children. There's not one I don't love. Okay. But it's interesting because I went through a divorce, which 70% or 80% of men in this country will experience. There's there's a 70 to 80% chance you will experience divorce. Um, and you most definitely will experience it more so if you're a Christian. Just want to put that in there. That's for free. And please hit the like button, please, guys. I see 27 to hit the like button And if you have not subscribed, subscribe. But anyway, um, but it's interesting. I have sons that I haven't spoken to, and a daughter that I haven't spoken to for almost 5 years, for sure, close to 5 years. I'll say for sure 4 years. I have not spoken to, have not communicate. They have not communicated to me. I haven't even heard their voice in over 4 years. I don't even know what their voice sounds like. I do get pictures here and there that people share, so I do know what they look like as they grow, but I have not physically seen them in 5 years. They haven't called me, they haven't reached out to me, and vice versa. Um, and when I think of that, I am that father that I grew up. I remember growing up. I grew up with my father. I had the luxury of growing up with my father, and I have a very good relationship with my father. My matter of fact, my father lives with me. I've actually have the honor to take care of my father in his old age, as he aged, and he's about 75 years old. And I've been given the responsibility to take care of my dad, and it's the greatest joy that I know that I can take care of him before he go leaves this earth. Um, and I know I'm kind of rambling, but I just wanted to, because what I'm about to talk about here is very controversial. It can step on toes, because I have had conversation with people who grew up without their father or was alienated from their father, and it's interesting. It's interesting from me now listening to people who talk about their father. You sometimes hear that a father's dead. He was a deadbeat, or he was on he was an alcoholic, or he was up to no good, or he was this and he didn't care and he didn't love me. And because of this, what you have is you have a society where many people are growing up dealing with the spirit of rejection, hurt, pain, because they don't have fathers. Many people have mothers. You see, it's crazy when you look at the NFL or any professional sports. A lot of these men that are growing up will say, I just want to thank my mother. You always hear moms being lifted up high, but fathers are just absent. And you're led to believe that fathers just don't care. They don't care about their children. They don't care. It's like, it's like as if they hate them. And now that I'm that father, I mean, believe it now, I was telling brother David, my brother, I was telling him that I'm a deadbeat dad. I will be considered a deadbeat dad. And he says, actually, that's not true. You did settle out of court, so you are not a deadbeat dad. So I said, okay, you're right. I did settle. I had to pay lots of money, like close to $700,000 prepaid, just to settle child support. Yeah, it's a legal term, and a deadbeat dad is, so when you think of deadbeat dad, no one knows it, but let me just give you a legal term. So the legal term, and you can look it up, but a deadbeat dad is one who don't pay child support. That's it. So there was a short period of time that I didn't pay child support. So I can honestly say I have on my record where I was considered a legally a deadbeat father. And while I was legally determined as being a deadbeat father, I still loved my sons and daughter. So it wasn't like I didn't love them, didn't mean I didn't desire to be with them, whatever. I was considered a deadbeat dad. And it was weird because I now fit a definition that I always thought that these people are no good, they're bad, they're worthless. Like, what kind of men would abandon their sons and daughters? What kind of man would do that? And now I have joined the fraternity of deadbeat dads, or fathers who have been alienated from their children. Sound is low? Is my sound low? Okay, somebody said sound low. But anyway, and so now that I'm in this have this perspective, it makes me beg the question, because I know why I'm alienated from my sons and daughter. I know why I am. But when I talk to many fathers who have been alienated from their sons and their daughters, I asked them the question. I said, "Do you love your children?" And I have yet. I'm just telling you. This is maybe my the population that I'm talking to, the people I'm talking to, maybe it's small, and I get that. That's why I'm coming here on the YouTube, hoping that maybe I can get real answers. But every single one, I've talked to people who've been in jail. I've talked to people who've done drugs. I've talked to people all or I talk to business people, and every single one of them all desire to have a relationship with their sons or daughter. I have not met one that says, I hate my children. I wish I never had them, or I've never, I have yet. Now, maybe because I'm young, I'm only 44. Maybe if I live 10 more years, maybe 20 more years, maybe I'll run into the people that says, I hate the fact that I had children. None of them said that just for the sheer fact that they don't have a relationship with their children because they hate them. And it's come down to this. This is my conclusion. I truly believe, now, this is where I'm going to make the challenge and this is where I'm putting out there, but I really believe that the people that's in this country, and I don't know other countries, but in America, the people in this country don't have a relationship with their father is because of their mother. It's because of the women. It's the women that's destroying the relationship with the father. And it's up to, and when I read the book, it's the woman's job to teach the children the love of the father. Because really, no matter what the father do, the father can be good or he can be bad. It's really that woman. I'll give you an example of what I've learned. I'm the head of a community here, right? And there's people in our community, but I'm the head of the community. It's my job to take care of this community, to make sure the community is provided for, to make sure I'm leading this community in Yah's everlasting ways. That's my job. I teach them the love of Yeshua HaMashiach, my head, right? I teach them the love of Pastor Dow as the pastor of Straightway Truth Ministry. That's my job. I'm always supporting Pastor. I'm supporting, obviously, as he follows Christ, I'm following him. I'm supporting what he's doing. I don't undermine his authority. No matter what, if anything is confusing, I go back and find out what is it that he wants us to do, and I'm the one that's supposed to disseminate that amongst the community. That's how I act as a community head. That's how I act as a husband to my head, Jesus Christ, right? But the woman is like what I am in Jesus. That's what a woman is supposed to be for the children, the sons, the daughters. She's supposed to be the helpmeet to the husband, as the husband is the helpmeet to the Jesus. And because of my double duty, I'm the helpmeet to Pastor Dow, lifting him up, supporting his vision for the ministry of Straightway Truth Ministry. I'm just telling you, it's a hierarchy, it's a patriarch. And and I'm learning that the reason, so if I all of a sudden start not following Jesus, guess what? It's gonna, if the leader is bad, everybody else is bad. And so if you got the leader doing it, but then the person who's underneath the leader is undermining it, or just like Satan, he did it. Satan turned away a third of the angels from the Most High, and it was and he was the most beautiful. He turned, and that's a spirit. That's the spirit that you're dealing. You're dealing with a demonic spirit. But I really believe that a lot of people growing up without fathers, it had to do with their mother. Now I know this is sensitive because I know guys and guys that I respect would tell you no, he was no good. And I get it. I get it. Let me just read some stuff here on the in the Bible. In Proverbs 14:1, it says, every wise woman builds her house, but a foolish woman plucks it down with her own hands. And I can't find nothing in scriptures from Genesis to Revelations, even the Apocrypha. You don't find anywhere where it's talking about the man doing that. Like I said, I have not met a man that just simply just said, I am not with my children because I hate them. I don't want to have nothing to do. It usually comes down to the woman. If a father don't have a relationship with the children, it usually comes down to that woman. Let me read again in the Ecclesiastes chapter 7, verse 27 to 29. I'm going to put this all on the thing. And please, if you like it, I know this is controversial, but if you like this, please hit the like button. It says in Ecclesiastes chapter 7, verse 27 to 29, it says, behold, this I have found. This is Solomon. I mean, he if he had this thought, he was pondering, said the preacher, counted one by one to find out the account, which yet my soul seeketh, but I find not one man among 1,000 have I found. So he's found one righteous among 1,000. But a woman among all those have I found, I have not found. So he's gone through every single woman and couldn't even find one. This only have I found that God has made man upright. And lastly, First Timothy chapter 2, verse 13 and 14 says, For Adam was first formed, then Eve. And Adam was not deceived, but the woman being deceived was in transgression. And so you see a lot of emphasis where the Bible shows that the woman is the weaker vessel. It's the I even in Sirach, you hear that the beginning of sin, it was from a woman. It came in through a woman, and because of it, we will all die. And so here's my challenge. And I don't want this to get too long, but here's my challenge. My challenge is to all of the fathers. Listen up now. Not children that were abandoned by their fathers. I am talking to fathers who have been alienated from their sons, from their daughters. My challenge is this. If you see this video, you will see because it's going to be out there. If you are a father who's been alienated, who's abandoned or perceive abandonment, but somehow don't have a relationship with your son and daughter, please comment below one way or the, and this is all I want to know. Say, I abandoned my son, my daughter, because I hate them. Just put that because I don't love them, or I I was not able to have a relationship with my son's daughter because of the woman, or whatever reason. Just put this down because this is what I'm hoping. I'm hoping this video will do this. I'm hoping because there's some people, fathers are gone, they're dead, never going to be able to come back, never be able to speak to their children. There are people walking on this earth, especially in America, but walking in earth and just wondering, did my dad ever love me? And is affecting their relationship with their heavenly father. Wonder, did my father love me? Was I walk around with spirit of rejection? And so this is for all the fathers out there that's been alienated. You put down the reason why you don't have a relationship with your son or your daughter. If it's because you didn't like them, put it down there. And I'm saying I think you're going to be hard pressed to find one, but I could be wrong. And if it's because of the woman, put that down there. And I've even heard stories where it's because the father was not in his right mind because he was either doing drugs, maybe alcoholic, maybe not in the lifestyle, and he literally gave the children to the woman because he was not in the right position. So he was even in that situation, he was mindful of the children's safety and it was still out of love, even though he couldn't get himself together for whatever reason. He was whatever demons he was dealing with. But even of him relinquishing those children was because he wanted the best for his children and he didn't think he could give them the best. So these are the testimonies that I've been hearing. But like I said, my circle is small. The people I've been able to talk to small. But I'm hoping to see if a father can say, "Hey, I'm the father that abandoned my children because I, I just I just didn't love them, didn't want them, wish I didn't have them. I hated them just because they came from me. I'm looking really for that. But if it's not that, please feel free to comment. And I'm hoping that people who are fatherless will see that you're gonna find out that if your father wasn't in your life, that your father wasn't able to speak to you if because he's not alive anymore, it wasn't because he didn't love you. I'm going out there and putting this walking on a leap of faith, and I'm believing that every father that have had sons and daughter love each and every son and daughter they ever produce out of their loins. I really believe that because I'm a father. I got to tell you this one story. I was watching this movie called Shaka Zulu. There's a movie called Zulu or Shaka Zulu. It's an old show. You guys probably have seen that. It was a mini series, right? And there was obviously the main character was Shaka, and there was a scene where he produced a male child or a male son. A son, obviously, he produced a son, and because he was so into his own legacy and who he was, this man this is alleged because we don't know if it's true, but allegedly he killed that son because he thought he would live forever. And I gotta say, when I saw that, even when I saw it as a little boy, even today as a man who's a father, that just seems odd. It just seems like it makes no sense why a man who produced a son will want to kill him when the Bible says that a son is a blessing. Now, obviously, we're hearing this story about Shaka Zulu from the British or the European or somebody that did the story, and they're telling us from their point of view because it wasn't in the movie. It's coming from the stories coming from Europeans, white men, who actually taken over. And so I don't know if I can believe that story. It just seems so odd. Like I said, I don't know. Maybe Shaka did it, but even if he did do it, that's an outlier. That is not normal. So anyway, I hope that a lot of people, because I'm now a father to two children who their father passed away, and I am a father to the father. I'm a father to a fatherless. I have my own seeds. I have 10 of them. Hope to have more. And I can tell you, I love them, even though I haven't spoken to them in 5 years, even though I am paid up on child support. But there was a small period where I was considered legally a deadbeat father, and I've talked to many so-called deadbeat fathers, and I've talked to many fathers who's been locked up in jail and who's out now, and not one single one says that I don't want a relationship with my children. I hate them. I have yet to see that. And so I really believe it's the women, these mothers don't love their children enough, and they have alienated them from the source of love, which is their father. And these women are being used by Satan. They're being used by the court system. The court system don't care about these children. They don't care about sons and daughters. All they care about is money, and that's what they do. I'm going to end on this story. Literally, when you wrap up my little testimony of how I lost my children, obviously I signed things, marriage license. That's why I tell people don't get a marriage license. Keep your relationship, your covenant relationship between your woman, keep that private. Don't put it in the public, meaning don't get a marriage license. When you have babies, don't put them in the public, aka birth certificate. Keep your seeds private, because once you put it in the public, now the courts will adjudicate how that thing will be broken up and is no longer you anymore as the man. The courts would do that. And when the courts would do it, they're totally motivated differently than a father. Like I told you, I talked to a father where the woman literally wanted to give the children back to the father, but the father, because he was not in the right state of mind, or in the right situation, he says, no, you keep them. And she wanted the children to have a relationship with the father. So this is where you have a good mother, but the father is the one that determined that, not the court system. He says, no, you keep them. Let me give 'em- I don't want them to see me this way. But the court system, when they do it, you have to understand they make money. I'm gonna tell you real quick. Look up Title D4 or Title 4D. Title 4D. Look it up. I'm not making this up. Go watch there's short videos out there. The way the court system makes money, the two attorneys make money because they take the children, give it to the mother, and then let the father fight for them. You hear that word? You always hear, well, why you didn't fight for your children? Well, when they mean fight, they want you to keep it going back, forth, back, forth, back, forth, because every time you drag this thing in court, it's money for the two lawyers. They're making money. It's Title 4D. They're making money off of that. And then he says, okay, we see how the lawyers are making money, but how is the judge making money? The judge is making money. Do you guys want to hear this one? This is going to rock you. Bro, this blew me away. Because before I started paying child support, I was literally writing a check or depositing money into my wife at the time, my legal wife, who's my ex-wife. I was literally putting money in her account. So it was no problem. The court told me to do it. I was putting in the account. And then all of a sudden, once the divorce decree happened, they said, now you no longer pay her directly. We need you to pay them. And then they're going to turn around and make sure she gets the money. I said, well, I'm giving her the money. You guys can look at the bank accounts and everything. You see me giving her the money. Well, it's very important that the money goes to the state, and then the state gives it back to her, because for every dollar that the government collects, they get a matching fund.
So if I give $1,000, they may get $500. The state will actually get $500 from the federal government for collecting child support. So they need the money to go into this system. It doesn't matter. It's not about, oh, well, we made sure he did his job. We made sure. They just need the money to go into this system. Hey, look at, we collected 1,000 this month. Then the federal government said, oh, good job. Because you collected 1,000, we're going to give you $50. Now, guys, I'm just kind of giving in layman's term, but there's something like they get a matching grant for every dollar they collect. So the way they're looking at this is that, hey, whoever the breadwinner is, and in this case, it's mostly the men. Men are the breadwinners. So what they do is they get the children to the father, I mean to the mother, who's usually the breadwinner. And then once they do that, they try to have them going back and forth. The lawyers are getting paid. He's trying to fight for them, but he's paying child support. And then they have the father pay the money to the government. The government turns around and give it to the woman, and then they get their pay. So that's how everybody gets paid. So at the end of the day, divorce court is all about extortion. It extorts the breadwinner. And in this case, 90, 80% of the time, it's men being extorted for their hard labor, their sweat equity is being just deplenished. And so the man becomes a slave to the woman via the government. So that is where a lot of people are losing their children. So can you imagine if you go into the court? So when you women are taking your husband to court to divorce him, you're not taking him to a place that they're looking for conflict resolution. They're actually looking to destroy that home because they benefit to having that home broken up. There's no benefit to the court to make to see that family come back together, because if the family comes back together and if everything works out, that means they don't get paid. And so that means when you go into your, matter of fact, if you ever get served divorce paper, it is a 99, matter of fact, it's damn near guaranteed. You will, that family is gone. It's over. So if you get served, it's over. That system is not in the business to put that thing together. They're in it to make a lot of money. And the more money you have, the worse off it is. It's bad. And so it'll be better to be broke going to divorce court than to having money. And that was my biggest mistake. Well, it's not a mistake, but I made too much money, and I was a good and if you are a responsible man and they could tell you're responsible and they could tell that you love your children, the more they will screw you over, because they need a responsible man who thinks by paying child support he's actually taking care of his children, and the whole time he's taking care of the lawyers and he's taking care of the state. So look up Title 4D, Title 4D, and please comment below. Please, guys, like. I see 61. Please like if you like this video. But I'm challenging fathers, not children of fathers who's been abandoned or feel rejected. I'm talking about fathers who've had children. If you've been alienated, if you have abandoned, if you no longer have a relationship with your children for whatever reason, just comment below. I'm looking for the one I'm really looking for. I just want to hear something. Hey, I'm a father. I don't have a relationship with my children because I don't love them. I just want, that's all. I don't love them. I don't care about them, and I'm just being honest. It sucks, but I'm just being honest because of this video. And then the fathers that lost him because of the woman say, "I lost my children because of the woman." You don't have to get into details. I just want to know if my statistics is right. Women, I lost him because of the woman. Because that's what I heard. A lot say, if you take the woman out of it, I would have had a relationship with my children. It's the woman is the linchpin. She is the key to the reason why a lot of people don't have a relationship with their children. That's my hypotheses, and I'm hoping you guys will join in and help me with this situation. So anyway, um, somebody had a question here.
There's just a few people in the chat saying. So there's one person saying my son was abducted by his mother. Haven't seen him in over 6 years.
So somebody said that their children or their son or their daughter was abducted by their mother and haven't seen them in 6 years. And unfortunately, these are the stories
Another one.
I always hear. Here's another one.
Another one. I am a father who is being alienated from my children by their mother.
Another guy just says, I'm a father who's been alienated from their mother. Guys, and I'm glad this is happening because this is what I run into. I can't tell you how many people, since I've been doing my YouTube, call me and tell me how they're being alienated. And I was blown away. I'm saying, you love your children too? Yeah. You love your children. It doesn't matter if they're white, black, whatever. It doesn't matter. I've never met a dad that says, I don't love my children. I've never. Now, women will say they love them, but they show that they hate them by how selfish and how wicked they act. So, like I said, is that any more? You got any more? Okay. So, guys, please participate. Please share this video, like it, subscribe, hit the like button. But please share it because I really want. I think this is gonna be so good for those people because this is what I'm hoping at the end of the day. I'm hoping those people who grew up without their father, or maybe their father's alive. A lot of these people, their father's alive, and they watch this video and they look at the comments because they're going to read the comments. They're going to look at the comments because I put the challenge out. They're going to look and they're going to hear all these fathers saying that I had children, but it was because of their mom. I had them, but it was abducted. I had them, but maybe I wasn't right, and I wanted the best for them, and I couldn't do it. And I'm hoping that maybe these children, these fatherless children who grew up without their dad, maybe will reach out to their dad and give their father a benefit of doubt and give their father an opportunity to say, son, daughter, I love you. I never wanted this to happen to you, but because of such and such, and this is why it happened. But it wasn't because I didn't love you. I've always loved you. I loved you the day you came out of your mother's womb or came out of out of your mother's womb. I've always loved you. And maybe you can start rebuilding the healing so Satan doesn't keep lying to us and using the spirit of rejection to tell us, man, your daddy doesn't love you and your daddy doesn't love you, then Yah doesn't love you and Jesus doesn't. That now we can put the devil shame because I'm telling you, a lot of people grow up thinking their dad was just that bad, and I don't think it was that bad.
Because what people say, I have not seen my son in 3 years because his mom basically kidnapped him,
Okay, I
and
see.
he just had no idea where he is.
Yep, I don't know if you can hear Brother David, but he's saying that somebody said they haven't seen their children in 3 years because they're kidnapped by their mother. These are the stuff that I hear, and so I'm hoping to put this out there. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong, and I'm hoping that somebody will come out and maybe say that, hey, I haven't seen my children in 20 years because I didn't want to see them. Whatever. Yeah.
This is coming from a different
Okay,
perspective.
this is a different perspective. This is a good one.
Grew up without my father, had an estranged relationship due to my mother. So this is facts. That's what he's saying.
So somebody said that now this from a person who grew up without their father, but it's because of their mother.
Yeah.
So this son recognized that his mother estranged him from his father. So anyway, guys, I know this is gonna because I know there's some very good people that their children may not have a relationship with their father, and they may be women or whatever. But guys, hey, iron sharpen iron. I'm hoping this will provoke people, but I hope this will encourage the fatherless to reach out to their fathers and not continue to live in fear that he's going to reject you when the whole time he's been waiting for you. I will end on this note, and I don't even know where it is. I think it's in Malachi, but this is what I do know, and this is what I believe in from my seed that he says in Malachi. He says he will turn and the last he will turn the hearts of the father back to the children and turn the hearts of the children back to the father. Isn't that amazing? It didn't say mama, it said fathers. He will turn the hearts of the father back to the children back to the father. And so this is what I believe. Fathers have always we are created to love. We are created in the image and glory of the most high Yah. And so I believe most fathers have it in them to love. They have no choice but to love because they're men. So anyway, I hope this video provoked some thought. I hope people comment. I hope you guys share. And I love you guys. And look forward to talking to you in the next video. Until then, shalom, shalom.